So I bought an Insta360 camera, and here's a list of things I did. Number 1, unboxed it. Removed plastics. After picking English, I then was instructed to download the app, so that's what I did. While waiting for that, I decided to check out the selfie stick I purchased. It's nice, small, and compact, and is also a little tripod. Aww. Then I put a little hat on my Insta360. Also, aww. Once the app finished downloading, I just followed the on-screen instructions, and the next thing I did was, oh no. Oh boy. Connecting to the camera failed twice, but I don't know how it happened. On the third try, the camera connected. Then I inserted a micro SD card, and I put the battery back in and noticed that sometimes you have to really push the door in to close it. Next, I decided to test out power up time, which turned out to be about 5 or 6 seconds. All right, very good. I checked out the resolutions and frame rates it shoots, and the cool camera controls, like you can shoot in standard, something called log, which is a flat profile, or vivid. You can also choose your white balance, which is pretty cool. And then shutter speed and ISO can be picked under the manual settings. I also love that you can pick a maximum ISO. So I picked Auto 400. Then I quickly tap the power button on and off, and that turns the screen off, which is cool. To turn the camera off, you just have to press and hold. Then I took my first video.
Hello?
Then I tried to take my first photo.
What? I thought I was taking a picture.
Then I took a real photo and looked at it on the screen. To actually look at it, I went onto Insta360's website and downloaded the software called 360 Studio. And then I really got to look at my picture. Look how cool this is. You can zoom in, you could look at your weird hand, and you can look around the office. It's like Google Earth. Then I opened up the tripod, put the camera in the center of the office, and decided to walk around.
Just walking around.
Then I uploaded the footage to the software and decided to try the tracking feature, which looks like this when you're working on it. Then I exported it as a movie at the highest settings possible. That's right. And then what I decided to do was save a preset. You can save your presets so that you don't have to keep doing what I just did. So you can save, and this was the export with the camera tracking me around the office. So fun. Next, I wanted to see what the seam would do. I wanted to see if you sort of recorded between the two lenses, what would the seam look like? And I realized this is not a great idea. So then I turned the camera and realized that it's a little better to record yourself with one of the lenses facing you. Then I had to recharge the battery. After it was charged, I decided to put the camera in my mouth, and that's what this looks like. Yeah, weird. After recording a small tour of the office with the camera in my mouth, I brought the footage back to the software and created this little thingamabub, me showing you the cameras. And you can zoom in and zoom out. So this is a great POV setup if you're in a bind and you don't know where to put your camera. It's very cool that you could just put it in your mouth. It didn't taste very good though. And if you're curious, this is what the footage looked like the other way. Next, I went outside to walk and test the selfie stick. And what's great is the selfie stick becomes invisible. And so you could record yourself just walking. I then held the pole up high over my head for that shot. I tested a variety of angles, low, high, just trying to see what worked best. I then put the selfie stick on my shoulder and it looked like I was in a video game. Cool. Look at that egghead. I then pretended the stick was a drone that crashed. Aww. Then I wanted to try the onboard microphones. Single lens mode, kind of like what you're used to with a GoPro, so I'm facing it towards me. And it's only single lens 4K 30, but I have the camera close to me here, actually really close. And I could turn the camera around now to look forward. Next, I played with a 360 picture. Look how cool that looks. I then tried to edit my pictures and completely failed using Photoshop and Lightroom. But then I watched a cool video by this YouTuber and he helped me. Once I knew I had to export a 360 photo, duh, and then actually bring it into Lightroom as a 360 photo, and once the photo was edited the way I liked, I realized that I could export it as a JPEG, a 360 JPEG, back into the 360 software and look at it. Isn't that cool? And then you could do cool things like this, and definitely like this. Next, I mounted the camera on the handlebars of my motorcycle just to test if I could motovlog with the setup. And then I brought the footage back into the Insta360 studio and was able to sort of zoom in and get different little shots. So these are all pieces of shots that I tested. Here the Insta360 stick is in my jacket. So I wanted to see if I could do a nice little overhead shot of the motorcycle. And this works great because you can zoom out, you can zoom in. Hi, Poe. Then I did a hyperlapse. Whee! Then I recorded a few seconds of my kitchen remodeling job, and I just spun it around in the studio software later. Cool. Looks like the camera's spinning. Whee!
That was fun.